And again, with all these movements, make sure the form is correct. Don't just be swinging weights right here. I feel like hammer curls is one of the easiest curls that you can do, or at least you can cheat on, because a lot of people, it's just easier to swing up and down like that. No, lighten up the weight. Again, no one asks you how much you can hammer curl. All right, it's not impressive if you can do the 50s if the form is horrible. Nice and light, slow and controlled. Squeeze down, squeeze down. What's up everyone, David here. Got a new video for y'all today. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. Now today we're gonna be talking about one particular muscle group that often gets neglected. For some reason, no one wants to train it. It's gonna be the forearms, this muscle right here. I mean, I'm talking about grip strength. I'm talking about having that ball right here. Forms, why are they so important? Well, let's first talk about function and then let's talk about looks. So functionally, forms are gonna be important. Why? It's because every day we're gonna be grabbing something with our hands, and what is the muscle group that allows us to squeeze our fingers to pick things up? Forearms. So especially if you're someone who works a blue collar job, plumber, construction worker, whatever it is, you're gonna be grabbing a lot of things. You're gonna be relying a lot on that grip strength. Having bigger, stronger forearms is definitely gonna help out with that. Now, looks wise, this may be a little bit more for the guys. I don't see a lot of girls really wanting to train forearms. I don't really see them concerned with having bigger arms in general. At least that's what I assume, especially forearms. I don't know, maybe biceps and triceps, yes, but forearms not really a big concern. But for guys, fellas, I mean, think about it. When we wear a shirt, what is the one muscle group that's always going to be visible? It's going to be our forearms. Because think about it, if we wear a shirt with a longer sleeve, it's going to cover a lot of our bicep and tricep. If we wear like a baseball tee, 3/4, we still got that forearm visible. I mean, who doesn't want the veins popping? Who does not want bigger forearms? I mean, it just completes the look of the upper body. How many times have you seen a bodybuilder who has really big upper arms, you know, massive biceps, huge triceps, but then they got small T-Rex looking forearms? No, we're gonna be balanced. And granted, I know I'm not the biggest person out there, but I still try to be as balanced as possible. I do not want my bicep and tricep to look too big in comparison to my forearms. I want everything to look nice and even. So today, 3 exercises for the forearms. What are we gonna be doing? We're gonna be targeting this part right here, and this part right here. So let's get into the first one. Okay, so the first part of the forearm that we're gonna be training is gonna be the big ball, the part that for sure is gonna be popping out the most. This right here, the wrist flexors. What does this muscle allow us to do? It allows us to bring our hand up right here. This is what you call wrist flexion, you know, bringing your fist down. So you can see, even when I bring my fist down, that's when this part right here contracts. So what do I personally like to do? I like to have my hand hanging over the edge of the bench. Wrist is right over the edge. Grab a dumbbell, place in that hand, and we're gonna be doing something as simple as wrist curls. Now, what's important with this one is not only are we gonna be going down like this with the hand, but I actually like letting the dumbbell roll down to my fingertips like that. And then before I come up, I gotta roll my fingertips back up and then curl my hand up. Again, getting that full range of motion all the way up, all the way down. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Again, grab a weight that's comfortable enough for you to use. You don't want to go too heavy. No one asks you how much you can wrist curl. No one asks you those type of things. People ask you how much you bench. So that's an important exercise that you can go heavy in. But with things like this, go light and make sure you're doing it right. Slow and control. You see, all the way down to my fingertips, and then boom, coming back up. Slow and controlled, fingertips, roll it up the fingers, and then curl your hand up, and you will definitely feel the burn right here on your forearm. Once you get all your sets and reps on one side, go ahead and flip it over to the other. And again, this is gonna make up the bulk of your forearm. This is what's gonna make you have that big ball. This is the part that's gonna be standing out. I mean, a lot of times when we have the veins on the forearms, which parts are they on? It's on the inside, so we definitely want that to be popping. This will definitely help out with that. Second exercise, once you get your sets and reps done with this one, now we're gonna be hitting the outer part. For the very few people that actually do train their forearms, it's oftentimes a lot of this part right here. Why? Understandably, it's because it's the biggest part, it's the most visible, but we can't neglect the outer forearm. This right here, the wrist extensors. Just how the wrist flexors allow us to bring our hand up like this, wrist flexors, flip it over, is what allows us to do the opposite and bring our hand up like this. So think of it like we're curling our hand back. This is what we want. This is gonna be working out that part right there. You can see this ball right here, that's gonna be standing out a little bit more. this is equally as important because again, it completes the look of the forearm. So for this one, just think about it. It does the opposite function of a wrist curl. So let's flip it over and do the same thing. Now we have our palm facing down and we're going to be bringing our hand up. Now, this muscle group, just by nature of the way it is going to be weaker. So obviously you're going to have to lighten the load. The other one, I was doing 30 pounds. This one, I got 15. I'm going slow and controlled. And what's really important with these is make sure your forearm actually stays down on the pad of whatever it is that you're doing. A lot of people, not only do they bring their hand up, but they're kind of curling it up as well. No, keep the whole forearm, this entire part of your hand, or I should say of your arm, down on the pad. The only thing that should be moving is your wrist going up and down. So once you get your reps in on one side, go ahead and hit it with the other side. One key point I will like to say is just because everyone's either left-handed or right-handed, me personally, I'm left-handed, we're gonna have a bigger forearm. So obviously me, my left hand, my left forearm specifically is a lot bigger than my right. So whenever you're doing an exercise that is only one arm at a time, that's what we call unilateral exercises. That means pretty much one leg or one arm at a time. Pretty much one side first and then you do the other. Always start off with the weaker arm because think about it this way. If I were to start with my stronger arm, which is my left arm, and I do 12 and I'm pushing hard and I cannot get a 13th rep, okay, if I struggle to get 12 reps with my stronger arm, there's pretty much a guaranteed chance I'm not even gonna be able to get 12 with the weaker arm. However, if I struggle to get 12 with the weaker arm first, then I is guaranteed that I am going to be able to get 12 with the stronger one. So always start off with the weaker arm first, so that way you have a chance to actually build it up instead of starting off with the stronger one. So now that we got those two out the way, last and final exercise right here. We're going to be targeting this group right here. This part right here, this is what we call the brachioradialis. So you can kind of see the definition right there. It's this part right here. It's not relatively big compared to the other parts of your forearm, but it does stand out from the side. Think about it. The big ball stands out when you're looking at it from the front. The outer part stands out when you're looking at it from the front. But this brachioradialis lies right here. From the front, you can't really see it. But if we were to flex sideways, you can see it right there. And I don't know if you can notice, but look at how developed this part is on this arm compared to this one. I mean, there's a big difference. At least that's what I think. I noticed a big difference. So how do we target this part? We're going to be doing curls, but you got to do it in a specific way. When most people do their curls, their palms are facing out. That's going to be working your biceps. However, when we face our palms in and we're doing hammer curls, now not only are we working the biceps, but we're also going to be working out this right here. It's called the brachioradialis because it does tie in past the elbow joint, so it does help us bend our elbow. Again, when you do this, you are still going to be working out your biceps, but now there's going to be a little bit more emphasis on that brachioradialis, which again, equally as important. It's a muscle group, train it like anything else. So grab some weights, shoulders back. And again, with all these movements, make sure the form is correct. Don't just be swinging weights right here. I feel like hammer curls is one of the easiest curls that you can do, or at least you can cheat on, because a lot of people, it's just easier to swing up and down like that. No, lighten up the weight. Again, no one asks you how much you can hammer curl. All right? It's not impressive if you can do the 50s if the form is horrible. Nice and light, slow and controlled. Squeeze down, squeeze down. And a good way that I like to ensure that I'm going the full range of motion is even on the way down, I like to flex my triceps down before I bring it up to the next rep. A lot of people, they go halfway down like this. You see their elbow is still bent and then they go back up. No, no, no. Let's go all the way down, flex those triceps, and then boom, back up. And you will definitely feel it in the brachioradialis. Again, you will still feel in the bicep too, but it's nice to know that we're working the different parts of the forearm to go along with it. You want to feel an even bigger burn with this? Squeeze your hands as hard as you can when you're doing it. Squeeze, 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 and then contract. You will definitely feel the forearms being worked the way they should. There you have it, everyone. That's just 3 exercises that you can do for your forearms. Again, forearms, you want those veins popping. It's a muscle group. Why are we not going to train it like everything else? We got 3 parts to it. Wrist flexors allows us to bring our fists down. Wrist extensors allows us to bring our wrist back. And then the brachioradialis allows us to bring our arm up when our palms are facing each other. Train all 3, develop those forearms. Even if you're not the biggest person in the world, it's still nice to know that your forearms are in proportion to your biceps and your triceps. So make sure we have a good, well-rounded look. If you're not even training for looks, okay, then do it for the functionality aspect of the forearms. Bigger, stronger forearms, better grip strength. Grip strength helps a lot of activities of daily living. If you're someone who has to pick things off the ground, carry things, blue collar jobs, things like that, where do you think that's coming from? That's gonna be coming from your grip strength, your forearm strength. That's the carryover that you can be striving for. So regardless, whether it's for looks or for function or both, train your forearms. It will definitely pay off. Comment down below if this video was helpful. Comment down below what are your go-to forearm exercises. Doesn't matter for which part, whether it's the front, the back, or the in-between. Comment down below. Let's try to help each other out. Be sure to comment also any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe not just to this channel, but my girlfriend's channel and our couple's channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, we got new videos every week across the board for all three channels. For this channel specifically, new videos every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. So don't miss out. Instagram, TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on my accounts, girlfriend's accounts, couple's accounts. I put all the links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.